Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new episode of PJ Codes. Now in this video, you're probably wondering why I'm on yahoo.com. I'm going to show you exactly why I am. So in this video, we're going to talk about some web performance related issues and the way I'm going to teach you guys some ways how to audit any website for web performance related issues. You can even audit for accessibility, things like site speed, all that good stuff, and I'm going to get into that. But before we do, definitely hit the like button and subscribe. So now, when you look at a traditional website, right, you have pictures, you have fonts, colors, layouts. All this stuff comes from files, right? So if we go here to the network tab, where are we? Network. Okay, so and I'm gonna hit refresh. So now when we load, say yahoo.com, it's gonna load a bunch of files. So I'm gonna go to all, right? Just look at the time it's taking. It's taking about 2-3 seconds for now, until everything straightens out, and you can still see the files are still loading almost 10 seconds into it, right? This is a significant performance issue that many websites face. This is just a good example of it. A site that loads so many files takes a while until you have some meaningful content, some meaningful structure, some time to it takes time for the site to even become interactive, right? Being able to click on articles, being able to click on modals, etc., etc. And all this is because the amount of bottleneck there is within all these files that are being loaded, right? Now, if you look at this scroll here, this is just a time lapse of exactly how the finite time, the definitive time it took for this entire site to load all its resources, and 11.30 seconds. That's pretty slow, right? Common research has shown that no user wants to wait more than 2 seconds on average until a website is interactive, until things start loading up. And there are various strategies, to give the user the impression that a website is in fact loading faster than it actually is. And you can get into things like critical CSS, critical JS, or commonly known as above the fold. So basically anything above the fold here should load first and should be interactive. And basically a strategy that many developers use is to basically load everything that's initially visible to the user on most screen sizes. And there's different tricks for mobile, but that's one trick. But I just want to show you guys how to actually do a performance audit on a website, right? So if I have the DevTools open here, we looked at the Networks tab. Now I'm going to go here to Lighthouse. All right, so this is a built-in tool that Google provides us with, and we can audit different categories like web performance. We can even do progressive web apps, but we're not going to do that in this audit. We're going to do best practices, accessibility, SEO, and we're going to leave out progressive web app. That's a different lesson altogether. But yeah, we're going to hit generate report, and what's going to happen now is Google Chrome is going to start auditing the site, and it's going to go through the checks. It's going to go through its algorithm. It's going to check for performance, best practices, the types of images that were used, the file types, how much render blocking JavaScript there is, how many files we're actually loading, are we lazy loading images or sections, to make it more user friendly, to basically have a better load time. And it's going to do the same for desktop and mobile. But you can see here 75% of global mobile users use are the main visitors. I think that's what it said. But yeah, most visitors are going to be from mobile. So, and it's what's going to happen. It's going to give you like a bunch of tips here on how to improve these issues, and it gives you like these final scores, right? So 40. And these are out of 100, so 40 out of 100, that's definitely F, that's a fail. 87, not bad for accessibility. 67 for best practices, very average. I would say that's very poor. 92 for SEO, that's good. In my personal opinion, a good score is like a 98 or above. Anything above a 98, in my personal opinion, is good. But yeah, like a 90, anything above a 90 by Lighthouse metrics is a pass. It's good. But yeah, so let's just scroll down here So it took for the first contentful paint. So first contentful paint is basically when, as soon as the site loads, when you start seeing like some images, some text, some semblance of an actual site. So that took 0.7 seconds. Time to interactivity, very bad, almost 5.5 seconds. 2 seconds is usually like the de facto cutoff. Speed index 3.4 seconds. That's not good at all. Total blocking time. I can't see what that is, but I believe that measures the total render blocking time. Yeah, 1,300 milliseconds. And largest contentful paint took 2.5 seconds, and I believe this means the largest available section in view, or on the site. I'm not sure about that one, but that took 2.5 seconds. And cumulative layout shift. This one's new from when I last used it, but I'm guessing this is just a metric of performing, measuring like how the whole layout fit together finally. I'm not sure. That's my best guess. Anyways, and down here, if you scroll down, it gives you like a bunch of recommendations to go through, and you can go through them, and it'll give you like a list of past audits too, things you did right. And it takes them by section, right? So like our first section is performance, and it gives you these metrics here, and it gives you like a time lapse of exactly how long. I believe this was 13.5 seconds, so 13 from 0 seconds to 13 seconds. This is the progression. Okay, and if we go down here, if you go under opportunities, you can see this guy here, where I'm not sure exactly about that, but let's just go down to, these are like the actual steps you can use to improve your performance score. So like avoid doing document.write. That has, I believe, it even has security issues. Image elements do not have explicit width and height. Minimize the main thread work. And if you click on them, it'll give you the finer details of what is being highlighted here, and you can just go through these step by step. Same for accessibility. Proper ARIA labels, roles. All those things matter. So, and there's some that are not applicable, so you can look at those as well. But it's good to be in the upper 90s, 98 onwards. You think you're in good shape, I would say. But it's always best to be 100%, right? And then you have best practices and SEO. So what I find best is to basically, as if you're working on a greenfield project, or if you're working on a project that that's basically in its infancy, just a site or a web app that's a website that functions like an app, run it through Lighthouse first, and you're gonna get yelled at for all these things. And basically, as you're building, just check these off, and you should be good. Run an audit, right in the beginning, and then one right at the end, and compare the two, and then as long as you satisfied all these, you should be good. And there are other tools just like this, like Page Speed Insights is another one. There's a bunch of them, but I personally prefer Lighthouse because it just is more user friendly, easier to use. Most people use Google Chrome, so most devs use Google Chrome, I'm guessing. So it's here. You don't have to sit and go to another website. You just open up the DevTools, go to Lighthouse. Where are we? Yeah, Lighthouse Auditor, and just run an audit, and it does the same for both mobile and desktop. So yeah, give this a try, and I hope this helps. Thanks.